everyone. My name is Jenna. Welcome back to Jenna Knits. Well, it's the day after Thanksgiving, so hopefully you all, whoever celebrated, had a wonderful holiday. I'm just coming in for a little bit today. I have a yoga class to attend in a little over an hour. What time is it? Yeah, so it's 8 o'clock in the morning now. So I was just gonna come in, sneak in a couple of rows for maybe like 30 minutes, see who might be on, see what you guys are up to, see how your holiday was, all that good stuff. I am working on my October sweater for my mom still. I had some commission projects that I was focusing on, so this one went on the back for a little bit, but I'm almost done with the body, which is very exciting. Good morning. I'm almost done with the body, which is very exciting because then the sleeves will literally just fly off the needles. Hi, how are you doing this morning? Thank you for being with me so bright and early. So I'm hoping to have the body done today. That way I can get the sleeves on my DPNs and hopefully have the entirety of the sweater done this week so that I can cast on something for myself. But my commission project turned out nice. I love the way the yarn worked up, but I don't love how the project looks, so I'm debating scrapping it. I'm gonna put a poof on it and see how it looks completed. My little pom-poms come in tomorrow, but if I don't like how it looks there, I might just frog it and start fresh. I used a different recipe for that beanie. I guess I can just show you. I do have it right next to me. I'll do that. The way the yarn worked up is absolutely gorgeous. It just looks like little glaciers and I love it. What I don't love about it is that it kind of like all these creases, it's not smooth. And so I don't love that when I fold it in half, it's like that. I used a different recipe for this one because of the sizing. I wanted a little bit more of like a bummy cap type of beanie. Oh my gosh, that's so sweet. That's so cool. Oh, good morning. Oh, that makes me so happy. I'm glad you found them. That's so sweet. So I'm thinking about scrapping this one. I didn't do the top two too tight, just in case I needed to frog it. It would be easy for me to do, but I do love the way it worked up. So I might just frog it and start anew. It only took me a couple days, but that is the weirdest beanie I've ever made. So I don't love it, but I have a ton of that yarn. So I was pairing these two together. It worked up gorgeous. It just looks like glaciers to me. It reminds me of snow and ice and all that good stuff. And I'm gonna use that same yarn to make a sweater for my son because I have so much of it. But so that one I just finished, and it is blocked too, and the stitches just, I don't know if that one had you do the decreases too soon. I did notice, so usually when I do beanies, like the end result is you have like 6 or 8 stitches. This one had 18, and I thought that that was weird. It had you sew it up with 18 left. I was like, that just feels like too many. So I think that's why there's such like a scrunch at the top. But I don't love it. I don't think it looks clean. So now that I'm saying all these negative things out loud, I will be probably frogging it tomorrow and starting fresh. The deadline for it is a couple weeks out still, so I'm gonna give it to them right before Christmas. So it should be all right. But that gives me time to work on this sweater, which I need to have done by Christmas as well. But I also have, I just took out some yarn from my bins because I want to cast on later this week. My kids are gone until Sunday late in the afternoon, so I do have some time to knock some things out. And I'm going on a trip next weekend for a couple of days where it's going to be very cold, and I realized that I don't physically have a beanie. And so I pulled out some yarn this morning that I think I'm going to work on soon since I need it by next week. But this is, I'm pairing these two together. to make a little purple something. This is a local dye. Um, Mountaintop yarn? Question mark. I think she's called Mountaintop, but she does all her own dyes, and this is a Winter Wonderland one that I got last year as a gift. It's very beautiful. It is a very fragile lace weight though, so I've tried working on it by itself and it just absolutely fell apart. So I'm going to pair it with what I think is Wool in the Gang. I've had this in my stash for a million years. I think it's Wool in the Gang, which I don't purchase anymore, but I thought the two would look nice together and you'd still get that pop from this one, since this is a darker, like more mauve-y color. I think it'll look pretty together. It'll be really soft and warm and all that good stuff. I'm pretty sure that's Wool in the Gang. I have another one down there that is a little bit of a brighter purple, but I want it to be shades that I'll actually wear instead of just what I think might look cool. I want it to be practical as well. It is. I am getting very settled in here. It's great. I set up all the Christmas stuff. I'm finally 100% unpacked, which is a feat in itself. I just rearranged like my kids' rooms and stuff too, and it's coming together. But having all the Christmas stuff out definitely makes it feel like I finally live here, which is very, very, very nice. Since it's been a couple of months of getting settled, I do feel like I live here now, which is a great accomplishment, I think. Especially before the holidays, you don't want to still feel like you don't have your things together. So, no, I am. Thank you. This one is going, this sweater's going to my mom. It'll be hers for Christmas. I really think I only have a couple more rows in the body before I can get to the ribbing, but I did a try on the other day and it's looking really nice. So I'll pick up stitches around the collar and have a folded over double layer collar, and it'll look a lot cleaner, but it's looking really, really good. So I'm excited about it. My stitches turned out really nice and clean, which I'm very much a distracted person, so I'm glad it's turning out nicely. And this yarn has been so much fun to work with, so I will be buying the other shades that they have. This was just Hobby Lobby's Sleek and something. I gotta have notes with me. I don't remember what it's called, Sleek and something, but it's very nice. So this is gonna be a very soft sweater. Thank you. I think it's turning out really nice. I really do. And I've never knit her. I don't really do gift knits very much anymore. And so I've never made her a sweater. I've made her a cardigan with like bulky yarn a couple years ago. But I've never knit her an actual sweater, so I think she'll appreciate it. It's been on her request, of course, for a very long time, so it'll be a nice surprise when she opens it, I think. I told her to avoid all of my social media because it'll be nothing but Christmas spoilers. So she might already know about it, who knows. Either way, she'll be excited. Yeah, it's knitting up really nice. I was really stoked with the try on because I was like, oh my god, I'm almost done. Because I just want to get these sleeves on, like, because I'll just, there's only like 42 stitches on the sleeve, so I know. I wish it would kind of like tell you who was watching sometimes. Like, who does that? I think that's TikTok that does that, where it like lets you know who popped in. I don't know. She probably has already seen some of the progress, but it's okay. We always like, it's honestly become almost like a tradition with us where we just ruin Christmas for each other every year. So like, she's already given me Christmas presents like a month ago. I already got 2 of them. She gave me one yesterday on Thanksgiving. So I guess it's tradition. If she already knows, she at least hasn't seen the final product yet or touched it or anything like that. She doesn't know how crazy soft it is. But I live in the South, so sweaters, there's only like such a time period, you know, where you can actually bundle up. But this one is so light and airy that she could actually just be cozy in this. I do have a TikTok account. I do a lot of like my candle business, like my orders for my candle business, and then I do like progress, and I post more on there than anything else, because I'll do like daily progress on projects. like a beginning to end type of video so you can see the whole creation. I have not done one for the commission project I just finished because I don't like it and I don't want to show that one off until I like it. But in the last video I shared on here, I was talking about a baby knit project, and I did finish that. She already has it. I gave that to her. We had a little baby shower party thingy at the school I work at, and so she got to get that, which is cute. But yeah, my account's it's just Jenna Knits over there, but it is mostly my candle business. Gotta push that as much as I can. If my phone is buzzing, it's all these Black Friday spams just going crazy in my messenger right now. Put my table so far away, can't even reach anything. But I woke up this morning. I've been up for a very long time. But I woke up this morning and it was 34 degrees where I live, which is insane. It was just in the 80s like 2 days ago. And today is 34. I had the heat on in my apartment and you could not tell. I'm like double layered up right now with leg warmers, legging this barrel sweater, and it is still so cold in my apartment. I don't know what is happening outside, but it's going to be a chilly one, I think. But I'm going up a little bit north next week, so I won't be on here next weekend. But I'm going to try going a couple times this weekend because I don't have my kids. I can come on for little like bonus visits, but next weekend I'm going about 5-ish hours north, and if it's cold down here, it's going to be really cold up there. It's going to be really chilly, so I really do need to get myself a beanie on the needles like yesterday. I don't think it'll take me too long to work that one up though, and I might not even block it. I'm just going to leave it alone, wear it how it is. Oh, very cool. I've never gone live on TikTok. I thought you had to have like X amount of followers or something to go live. I don't know if they changed that, but going live is really fun. I do remember, so I was a yoga instructor for a really long time, and I would go live on my Instagram for it. And I would just do like videos on here, but I would go live on my Instagram, and my first ones, like, you get so nervous until you realize that like you're just talking to people. It's nothing crazy. Like, it becomes more casual the more exposure you do. That's good to know, because I would go live on TikTok, but live on Instagram, I feel like that's just not the place to go live anymore. I don't know. I don't watch lives on there, so I feel like if I don't utilize the tool, then why bother using it? I don't know. That's so interesting. I didn't realize that. I don't really look into, I probably should since I use it for my business, but I don't really look into like the changes that they do. So that's awesome, because I'll happily go live on TikTok. But showing people how to make, it would just be like the similar thing where I'm just knitting with you guys, because showing how to make candles and stuff, I mean, I would be live for a really long time, and it would be very boring. That would be a very boring live to watch. I would not watch that one, and it's something that I do for my job. But I love watching the knitting videos and watching knitting lives and stuff like that. I think it's fun working on projects with people or seeing what they're working on. I always love seeing that too. Like, I was up way too early this morning and I was just watching knitting blogs and stuff. It's cool seeing how people do the same hobby but a little different. I was looking up because I've been getting a lot of requests from my website to like sell some of my knits. And I was like, I could do that. You know, there's like little projects that I could make. Oh, that is so sweet. Please made my morning. It's true. I don't see very many knitters on there. It is mostly people that crochet, but crochet I feel like is more satisfying to watch live because the people just be whipping that needle. Um, I watch. Oh God, I wish I could remember what her handle is. She is beyond impressive. Like I have never seen anything like it. Like she was going so fast, and like she was like, you know, if you guys are wondering like how I know if when I make a mistake, like I can feel it. I'm like how? Because you're going like 500 miles per hour. That's insane. But she was like, those videos are, they're more entertaining. I get why there's more because knitting is a much slower sport. Thank you so much. Are you knitting right now? Because if you are, what are you working on? I haven't gotten many people in my lives lately that are actually working on projects with me. And it used to be where like we would meet up and everybody would be knitting, but then when I wasn't live for a little while, it kind of trickled. And now it's just like I just come on here and have such lovely company. So if you are actually knitting right now, let me know what you're doing. Yeah, people that hook are crazy. Like I'm making a hooded scarf. Oh, cool! Like one of the little like bonnet thingies, because I look at those patterns constantly and I think that they are so beautiful. I was looking at who was doing them. Kika has some really beautiful patterns. Her hoods are gorgeous. That's like fashion wise, that trend just has not hit the States yet, and I just need it to because I think that it's so beautiful. And what's her Breathing Yarn, her channel? She just made one not too terribly long ago, and hers was gorgeous. I feel like they're so fun. I don't love the balaclavas. I think they look cute as a hood with like a jacket, but I would never physically put it on my head, if that makes sense. Like it's just there as a style, not functional. I feel like it's too like I don't know. But I love the little hoods with the drawstrings. Like those are so cute. The little bonnet hoods. That clamshell. Oh, I love the name too. That's adorable. What kind of yarn are you using? What colors are the vibe for you? I really should just get the pattern I constantly look at with Kika because hers, that girl can put out a pattern. I'm always impressed with what she's got going on. What time we got? Let me see. I don't want to be late. Okay, there we go. I got like 20 minutes, so I gotta go. I'm good. Yeah, I like watching the progress report type videos for knitters. I don't think I would. I don't know. And even then, it's like with the shorter content, like with reels and stuff, the beginning to end videos are so satisfying. Like seeing it go from a ball of yarn to something beautiful. I don't know. I think that they're just so satisfying to watch. But there aren't very many knitters, period, that I find. Even when you like search it on other apps, it's like the same 5 people, you know. I've never worked with We Art Knitters yarn. I have worked up their patterns before though. Just when they used to have like, I don't know if they still do, but they used to have a ton of free patterns. Their yarn is gorgeous though, but I've never dabbled with it. I did, when I first started knitting, I did a lot of Wool in the Gang and a lot of Wool in the Gang free patterns. Like the The yarn I showed was not too long ago because I'm going to make myself a beanie, but I think this is Wool and the Gangs. And I made quite a few of their patterns. I liked their yarn a lot. I did not like their mohair though. I made this beautiful sweater. It was a striped sweater. What is it called? The Merrill stripe, I think is what that one was called. And it was like a turtleneck, and I did it with that purple mixed with the mohair, and then their Snow White, I think is what their white one is called. It turned out so beautiful, but man, that mohair was itchy. So I never wore it. I think I gave it to my sister-in-law. But I would remake it now that I know that you don't have to. That was when I first started knitting. So I thought you had to buy the exact yarn that the pattern called for. You couldn't like explore other realms. But now that I know, I probably wouldn't use mohair at all. Gotcha. So you're kind of like stash busting with this one. Just to get it out. That sounds really pretty though. I have, when I don't know why I did this, but when I first started knitting, I just went crazy buying Rowan yarn, and I've been trying with everything in me to get through my Rowan tweed stash, and it's like every time I get rid of a ball, another one appears, and it's just been never ending for like 3 years now. I've been trying to get rid of it. And it just won't go away. I'm blending it in everything. Like, it doesn't need an extra strand, but let me get an extra strand in there just in case. And it's still like, I have so much. I just need to commit to a scrappy project and just get rid of all of it. But then it'll be like one of those things where I'm like, you know, have this much of the last sleeve left, and I have to go buy more yarn, you know. Because isn't that when you chronically play yarn chicken like I do, that's how you end up with more of the same yarn you don't want. I was looking at some recipes this morning. Oh, this is what I was going to talk about earlier. So I've been getting like requests on my website to sell some of my knits, and so I was like, okay, like I can sell some things. Like I get a lot of commission beanies locally and stuff, and so like, okay, like let me look at some things that might be like quick, like headbands and stuff like that. And I'm working the local farmers market. Well, there's like a craft market attached to the farmers market, and so I worked that the other day, and you know, I explained to people that I'm a knitter, so all of my candle titles are all knitting puns. And they're like, well, you don't have any knits for sale. I'm like, yeah, because I'm a candle business. But, and so I'm like, you know, my knits would be expensive. So like, what could I make that would be quick and cheaper to sell, and, you know, something nice that is like practical for people. And so I saw this thing this morning. It had me cracking up. It was a, like soap sock. Okay, so you get like a wool and you make like the little sleeve for it, you know, like make your little square, and you put the soap in it, whatever, and the wool is supposed to felt with the friction, right? I'm like, oh my god, that's brilliant. At the bottom of this chick's recipe, it's like 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm cracking up. At the bottom of it, she just writes her own blurb. There was no question with it. It was just her own little like edit at the bottom saying that she gets a lot of people that wonder if this actually works. And she's like, I've noticed that when I've used it, the soap just turns to mush. So I wouldn't use it for its actual purpose. Just use it as like a smell good satchel. She's like, but people don't need to know that it doesn't actually work. So she's selling these to people knowing that it doesn't work. She's like, it doesn't actually felt the way that it's supposed to, and the soap just turns to mush, and it just kind of ends up being, you know, like when soap gets mushy, it just kind of turns into its own little blob. I was cracking up, and I was like, I appreciate the hustle and the honesty on this. The fact that she sells them still is beyond hilarious to me. Like, now that I know it doesn't work, I can't be scamming people, but I thought it was so funny. It's like, wow, you didn't need to share that information, and you just put it right there for everybody to see that you're selling these things and they don't actually work. But the people buying it don't need to know. That's wild. So I got a nice little giggle out of that. Like, wow, I really need to start reading like every detail of these projects that I'm finding online, because they're spilling their secrets for sure. I would love to do tutorials. I have been dabbling with that idea because recently I have taught 3 different people how to knit, and I think that my approach to knitting, because I took a lesson, but that lesson was a huge fail. Like, I ended up going to a local shop, and the 2 women that were teaching me just ended up getting in a huge fight the whole time, like arguing about the best way to teach me how to do X, Y, and Z. And so I ended up just kind of teaching myself by just watching. Honestly, I learned the most like watching Stephen West's Mystery Knits. I learned a lot of techniques just watching those, not even doing the project, because he doesn't, you have to buy like the actual recipe to know how much to cast on and whatever, but just watching how he explained things in more complex patterns has weirdly taught me how to make a little bit of everything. So I think my approach to knitting is a lot more casual, a lot less technical, and I think that that could click with people a little bit easier, because I would never claim to know all of the things, because I just don't, but I think I could make some. If you would watch it and you think that you might learn something from me, I will absolutely make some videos, because I think those videos are fun to do too, because I enjoy watching them, and I know everybody's got their own learning style, and some people get super technical and they need that, and some people just go a more casual approach. The more jargon you use, the more like cross-eyed I get about it. And I don't know. I would love to do that. I think that would be fun. I also want to do something I'd want to start working on is, I think I did it with I did it with the spicula sweater, where I posted like my whole progress on making it and like how I made it. I like doing projects like that too, video projects like that too, because it motivates me to get the project done. But it also, like, I don't know, I think it's fun watching the beginning to ends of things. Then I will absolutely do that. I will for sure. I'll have that be my own little mini series, how to cast on, how to do a project. And they wouldn't even need to be long videos either, because like, you know, I cast on a certain way, and then you can just go from there with that video. I wouldn't want to do like 45-minute tutorials, because there's one video that I've watched over the years when I haven't made a sweater in a while and I need a refresher on Kitchener, or I need a refresher on Make Ones. They're like 2-minute long videos, and you just get the gist off of that, you know? I feel like those videos are really successful because you end up rewatching them so many times. But it would be fun to like do a start a project type of thing, like start this project with me and we work on it together. I love stuff like that. Especially because then you really do feel like you're knitting with your friends when you're all working on the same thing together. And I'm the only knitter that I know, so if you want to work on a project with me beginning to end, we can do that too. Like the sweater I'm working on right now is incredibly beginner friendly. I love this pattern. And reading patterns always looks, when you're not familiar, it always looks way more overwhelming than it is. Yeah, absolutely. I think that would be so much fun. Like hosting a knit along would be an absolute blast. I would really, really love to do that. If I did a knit along, what would you want to do? Would you want to do a bigger project like a sweater? Or would you guys want to do some, socks aren't really beginner friendly, but I do love making socks. Beanies are pretty beginner friendly. It doesn't have to be beginner friendly either. We could literally do anything. We can do anything we want, guys. What kind of project would you want to do though? I think knit-alongs are so much fun. I'm getting to a spot where I'm gonna need to try this on again. I'm just like casually, my mom likes a longer sweater. So if it's a little long, it's okay. That would be so much fun. Yeah, that would be so much fun. And I already have, like, my website's already established and stuff. So I could just promote it on there, honestly. Do a little email campaign, have people know what's going on. That would be so much fun. I'll start working on that. I have a lot of really fun ideas coming into the new year that I want to get a jump start on right now. Yeah, that makes complete sense. The first project I ever did was, I didn't buy the recipe, it was gifted to me, so I just went with it. But it's something I've literally never worn. But it was nice to learn. What was it? It was like a shawl. Yeah, it was a shawl. And it was a little one. And I should frog that and use that yarn because that was baby alpaca and it was beautiful. It's just sitting in my closet still. But it got me to learn how to do increases. I learned how to knit in the round. I learned how to do knits of pearls. And looking back on that, I'm like, how did I even do? No, I think it was a bottom up situation. So it was even more user friendly because you weren't doing increases, you were doing decreases, which are way easier. That's okay. There are so many men that knit. I actually follow a lot of guys on TikTok that knit and they do some crazy, amazing stuff. This one guy did, oh man, what was it the other day? It was his own pattern that he created and he did like, my brain is telling me Iron Maiden, like he made like an Iron Maiden sweater. Iron Maiden? I can't remember, I think it was Iron Maiden, but it turned out amazing. And then there's a lot of guys that hook as well, and this guy made a ton of granny squares and then crocheted like a bunch of semicircles and then circles, and he ended up making eyeballs and stuffed them and put them on the granny squares, and the entire like sweater is like a short sleeve cardigan, almost like a little jacket, and it was covered in eyeballs. I'm like, I'm getting all these crazy like horror yarn enthusiasts. Like, it was crazy. I don't even have the imagination for a sweater like that, but I like the difference in creativity between what men use yarn for and how women utilize their yarn. Because I would never think to make a jacket covered in stuffed eyeballs. I just wouldn't. But it was cool. And then I really feel like I'm going to say it was an Iron Maiden sweater. That one turned out sick. That was really, really cool. And there's not a ton of male patterns out there. And so I like that some of the content creators that I follow, like Woozy, she's making a lot of male knits now, and it's becoming more like male-friendly environment. Because even if you Pinterest, you don't get any modern knits. It's always knits from like the 80s. Which obviously you can adjust the color palette to be more what it is now, but it's always more like considered a vintage pattern, and there's no like modern patterns for men. And so a lot of the content creators that I watch are now starting to do that. So it's becoming a more of a male environment. And Stephen West is amazing too. He does some awesome stuff. I've heard his yarn is really nice too. I've just never played with it. Yeah, I should try to find that video. Yeah, Woozy. Oh gosh, what is her actual hand? It's like Woozy by Celine. She's Italian. She's on YouTube. She does some beautiful work. She does some really beautiful stuff, and she knits a lot for her dad and her brother and her husband, question mark, I don't know, her partner. And it's all her own patterns. I think that Kudava Kika also does some male knits. Petite Knit does some nice men's sweaters too. So it's starting to become more popular to have men knitting again, and also like making things for them. But yeah, Woozy by Celine, she does some really nice videos. The male knits that she's done are really nice because she's more on like tailoring her knits, so they're like a custom fit. I've never done any of her patterns, but I watch her videos, and they're really nice. Hers turned out really, really nice. She does like the zip sweaters, just standard sweaters, but they turn out really beautiful. She does a construction that I've never played with before, so I'd like to dabble with her stuff for sure. But hers are more like tailored to your exact fit, like you take your measurement kind of a situation, which I think is the best way to do that. I've done that with like skirts and stuff that I've made in the past, was all based off of my measurements. It was tailored to me. But I've never done that with a sweater. I've just gotten really lucky with the sweater patterns that I've picked, I think. Where I've never needed to like truly modify it much. Or if I do, it's like, you know, sleeve length, not like shoulder construction. I'm trying to think of who else does it. I tried watching Breathing Yarn. I don't know her actual name. Breathing Yarn is her channel. She does some awesome videos, but she did a tutorial on like how to make your own patterns. And I was like, oh my God, this is like, it was too much. It was like way too complicated. So and that goes back to like, it's all in how you learn. So her brain, the way that she operates did not translate to how my brain operates. Oh, that's the best. I'm trying to do that with my son really wants to learn how to knit, but he's almost 4, so he's getting to where he could get some needles. But I think it's great. I wish that I had learned when I was younger, because I've been knitting for going on 6 years. So, oh yeah, I am going on 6 years. That's crazy. So I guess I've been doing it for a little while. But I wish I had learned when I was younger. That would have been really fun and really a good way to get like creative outlet. So I'm jealous of these kids that get to do it so early. There's a girl, I went to like a small business thing, and she was selling some of her crochet works. And I asked how old she was, and she was like 18. I'm like, oh my God, how long have you been doing this? She was like 10 years. Girl, you are setting yourself up for success. That is amazing. So my kids will kind of have no choice but to get the exposure, but if they want to do it, I will absolutely support that. I think that it's so cool. And my nieces, they crochet. Everybody crochets. I just realized it's 8:30. I gotta head out soon. I haven't been to a yoga class in a long time. That used to be my main job, was I was a private yoga instructor. and I haven't gone at all since I've had my daughter, so it's been over a year since I've really went to a practice. And my girlfriend is hosting one here locally and invited me to come and join her. So I'm gonna finish this round and then probably hop off for the day. But I will be back on again this weekend, just because I like coming on here. But I'll make sure to post on my page when I am, so that if you guys wanted to join in. I'll also do some more research tonight, because I want to make it a free pattern that we end up doing together for the knit along, and try to find one that is a little bit more user friendly, and then we can just like meet up once a week and share our progress of where we're at. I think that would be so much fun. I really I'm here for that. I want my little knitting community. I need more knitting friends. That's why I started going live. Like, my old lives used to just be me sitting in my closet and just like looking for fiber friends. So I love going live. Whether you're working on something with me or working on it later, I think that they're so much fun. And it gets me sitting down, relaxing, sneaking in some rows before I have to go deal with whatever chaos the day brings. So it's nice just having that little moment of quiet with people that are curious and just starting, or veteran knitters. You know, I usually always have Nancy in here. She's been on my page since I started it. She was like one of my first subscribers, and she is just so wonderful. So if Nancy, if you end up watching this, I missed you this morning. Oh, awesome. Yes, absolutely. I will absolutely start working on that for you. I'm really excited that you're interested in something like that. That makes me feel really good. So that was a wonderful way to kickstart my day. But I hope you enjoy the rest of your day as well. I'm going to go ahead and stop here. So I do need to put some shoes on and go. I can't be late to my first class in over a year. But you guys have a beautiful day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll make sure to share that later this afternoon, and we can make a plan. But you guys have a good day. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.